Boker Tov. Okay, so the rest of the hikers left about an hour ago. Well, yeah, maybe an hour ago. The trail angels have said that I can stay here today, so I have to sit down and talk with them. I still don't have a buddy for the desert, and today's actually Friday, so that leaves me a bigger problem because tomorrow is not only Shabbat, but tomorrow is the day it's supposed to rain, storms and stuff. So I'm not quite entirely sure what the plan here is going to be, but the other problem that I have is I realized yesterday, and I'm really glad I did that short slack packing hike yesterday with the other guys, or with the guy, because I realized that actually I really should have switched out my shoes. After all, in Jerusalem, I decided not to because I haven't actually hiked so far, and my shoes have been fine. So I thought it would be okay, but I realized that there's actually some wear and tear happening on the inside that I hadn't noticed. So now my problem is, do I get my friend to courier my shoes to me here, or do I actually go back to Jerusalem, which would have to be Sunday when the buses are running? So I would go Sunday morning to Jerusalem, pick up my shoes, come back Sunday night, and then hopefully have a buddy to head out into the desert with on Monday. Or then I might just have to head out by myself, which is not ideal. But yeah, I definitely have some some organizing to do. So I just had my breakfast, and I noticed last night when I went to go make my dinner that, okay, so back when I first got here, I thought, okay, I wonder if I should make a mouse hang, right? Well, turns out I probably should have made a cat hang, because when I brought my groceries back, I left them on the table out front thinking there's people around. It was evening and people hanging out and around and whatever, so I didn't think that anybody would get to them. But apparently these feral domestic cats, which are running all around this place, had managed to get in and steal one of my buns. Actually, there's a kind of a cupboard here that we can put our food in, so I probably should have put my food in there yesterday. Right nearby here, close to the Trail Angels place, is one of the most, famous lookout points or best lookout points in all of Israel. And I really wanted to get there in time to give you the view of the sunset glow over the mountains that I missed yesterday. But I missed it again today, so tomorrow, now I know what time to get out there and I know how close it is. So tomorrow we're going to do that, but today you just kind of get this sunset in the clouds view. So anyways, today's been kind of a quiet day. The kids left this morning. They hiked to Kfar Hanukdim and then not quite sure how they did this. They took the car back. And so I saw them again in the afternoon when they popped in for like a few minutes. But then they left to go home to wait out the rain. And so otherwise it's just been me and the Trail Angels, had some nice chats, done some laundry and edited videos. So it's been really, really, really quiet and nice, and made some decisions about my plan going forward. So I do have to go into Jerusalem, and I can't go tomorrow because of the Shabbat. But so I'll go on Sunday. I'll pick up the shoes that I should have picked up when I was there a few days ago, the other day. And that's the good thing about Israel, is that if you do make some mistakes
in terms of supply issues. You can fix them in most places fairly reasonably. So rather than have my friend send me the shoes, which would leave me with 2 pairs of shoes, which is not really helpful right now, I'm just going to go take the old shoes and come back. And I'll be back Sunday afternoon or evening, and even if my friend couriered them to me or sent them to me otherwise, I wouldn't be able to have them before Monday sometime, the earliest anyways. So the buses here are relatively reasonably priced, so I'm just going to hop on a bus, go back to Jerusalem, pick up the shoes and a couple of other little minor things that I probably should have not left behind. And then I'll be back, and hopefully Monday morning I can hit the trail, and ideally I would have a buddy by that point, but I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with the idea of heading into the desert without a buddy, and then hopefully meeting up with somebody along the way. The big thing that concerns me is the stretches where I need to be supplied for 3 or 4 days at a time, and I think one a stretch of 5 days where I need to have the food for those days. And I don't think I'm going to cache food. I'm definitely going to order a water cache, but I don't think I'm going to cache food. So that just means that I just need to do a lot more sort of planning. Ideally, I would have had all this planned before I even got here, but really it's very hard to plan this stuff unless you're really here, or, I mean, if you're here and you live here and you know the conditions, it's something that you can sort of do in advance easier. But when you're from across continents and don't really have the support systems here that you would if you lived here, it's a little bit tougher. So yeah, I wish I was planned better, but I'm not, and so I'm just gonna have to deal with it, and hopefully I can hit the trail on Monday. For now, Arya, the trail angel, he said he wanted to show me a some kind of a sculpture place tomorrow. It's the Shabbat, so pretty much everything's closed. There's not much to do. Then Sunday, head back to Jerusalem, and Monday, hopefully hit the trail. So we have a plan, and oh, and I should mention that as the sun is going down, it really is getting much cooler. I spent most of the day in the shade today, editing videos, so I don't even really know how hot it got out in the sun. But one thing that confirms for me is that the solar umbrella probably will actually be of some assistance here. So that's actually a good thing. And now as the sun is going down, it's noticeably cooler already. And I think I might have even mentioned it the other day. I'm really glad I brought that puffy jacket. One other thing was, I had another really nice chat with a trail angel today. So Arya, the trail angels have all been really wonderful, but a couple of them really stand out. And one of them was Yehuda, the fellow up at the hiker room at Baram. And the other one, another one was Shaked, the one at Mayan Baruch, who was so lovely. And then Arya here. Yehuda and Arya particularly I've also spent a little more time here now and at Baram, so we've had a chance to have some really good discussion. And he was just really encouraging and helped me again, just like Yehuda did up at Baram. And I was telling him how I just feel like I don't have the energy that those kids from yesterday do, and he told me no. He said he's shaken my hand and he's felt my energy. So that was just really encouraging, because I certainly don't feel that way sometimes out on the trail when people are charging ahead. But I guess I have a different energy and whatever, I don't know. But just stuff like that is sometimes really important to hear from somebody who's seen and experienced a lot of people go through here. And so that was really helpful and encouraging, and also possibly part of what is helping me sort of feel better looking ahead into the desert section. So really glad I had that chat with him today. And I think I will leave it at that for today. We'll see you again tomorrow and hopefully check out this sculpture place. So for now, it's just Laila Tov. Boker Tov, everyone. There is the sunrise over the Dead Sea. I don't know if you can see the Dead Sea right down there through the morning haze, but that is the Dead Sea, and we're just a little ways from the Trail Angels place, and it's really early in the morning. Boker Tov again, now that I'm awake. Wasn't that a beautiful sunrise? That was the sun rising over the Jordan Mountains behind the Dead Sea. And wow, it was amazing. It looked like lava. It was really amazing. You also would have seen that it was very cloudy and we only just saw that little sliver of the sun. And as you can see, it's also very cloudy right now. So this is in the desert. It's never usually cloudy like this. There's supposed to be a massive rainstorm this afternoon, and so everybody's come off the trails because it's not safe to be out there. And so one fellow showed up here last night who had set out from here a couple days ago actually, but he came back because of the threat of rain. And the funny thing is, the last couple of days he's been hiking with the father and daughter pair that I met up on my third day. And when they heard that I was here, they had been very concerned about me apparently, and probably rightly so, because they said I was very dehydrated when they saw me up at Tel Hai. So I'm so glad to hear that they're okay and they're still hiking the trail, which I figured they'd be fine because they were very well prepared. But I'm so glad to hear news of them and hope that they'll also be able to get news of me now that maybe Ravid will see them again when he gets back on the trail. So it's Saturday. There's not much to do but chill.
And the trail angel did say that he's going to try to take us to see some sculpture. I told you about it yesterday, some kind of recycled metal sculpture lot or something. So hopefully that's the case. We'll see what happens today. More video editing and just chilling and hanging out, avoiding the rain. מצוין.
וואלה. מה שלומך?
So far, that's the only scorpion I've seen. Well, that and another one in the back of the house. Okay, well, no sunsets today, guys, but that was a really nice visit with Itzik and his wife, Yafa, and their art house, which was pretty crazy, pretty neat. And let's see, what else? Then just kind of hung out, waited for, oh, what else? Major event. It rained all afternoon after my 0.001% chance of rain. So the guy who showed up yesterday, I think I mentioned him earlier, he actually came off trail because of the rains and the risk of, specifically not the rains, but the risk of flash flooding because of the rains. So we've been kind of hanging out today. He came also to see the art house. And he's hoping to hit the trail again tomorrow morning. There is still some concern that there's going to be flash flooding tomorrow, in which case he probably will have to return and won't be able to continue tomorrow. I have to go back to Jerusalem to change my shoes. Stupid. I did think about changing my shoes when I was in Jerusalem for my resupply the other day, but really thought that my shoes haven't really worn out that much because I haven't walked as much as I had planned. I think I might have mentioned this earlier, And but they had. I noticed that the other day when I hiked from Tel Arad. So they were really causing me some problems on my, especially on my left foot. So definitely have to go back and change out the shoes before I head into the desert. So gonna do that tomorrow. And then hopefully maybe Monday I can actually head out on trail back on the Shvil. So wish me luck. In the meantime, Laila Tov. Boker Tov. So it's just me again in the tent here. It's been a while. I'm really itching to get on the trail, but I do have to get those shoes, and I'm still a little bit concerned about the fact that I won't have a buddy to leave tomorrow morning. There's supposed to be some more people showing up this afternoon or evening, and I don't know, we'll see if there's a buddy for me from that group. I think probably not, because I think they're hiking together, but maybe at least if I know I'm hiking around or leaving at around the same time as somebody else, then that would probably be good. Who knows? Maybe I can keep pace with them for a while. I don't know. We'll see. It's so funny. These guys they're all so young. Like this guy, Ravid, who's 24. These other two guys who were here last night, I don't know what age they were, but they were obviously around about the same age. And Eitan, who I hiked with the other day, was 21, and Ophir and Tamar was like 24. I could be their mother, which is like the weirdest thing. But I don't feel like it in my head, so I guess that's what's important. And they're really lovely kids. And yeah, hopefully I can hit the trail again tomorrow. But for now, I'm just going to have some breakfast, fix my hair because I look a mess. And then I'm going to do some work, and the trail angel's going to take me into Beersheba, where I'll catch a bus to get to Jerusalem. I'm going to fix my shoe situation and maybe just double check a couple of other resupply issues, and then hopefully tomorrow I'll be ready to hit the trail. In the meantime, I do have to make, if I do hit the trail tomorrow morning, I have to make my arrangements for water caching and for a place to stay in a couple of nights, because at Masada you need reservations unless you go to the other side, which is a little bit further away, and I'm not sure I want to go that way, especially because I think it goes through a wadi that you're not supposed to hike through if there's a threat of flash floods. And with the rains yesterday, it really rained quite significantly. I would say it rained on and off all afternoon, and then it rained well into the night. I just kind of lay in bed sleeping and listening to the rain, which was really lovely. But it means there's a possibility of flash floods, I would say probably for the next day or so, 24 to 36 hours. Although people were off the trails yesterday because of the threat of flash floods, and they got back on today. So I don't know, maybe it's fine. But I just think that's risky business. So I'd rather stay at the campsite on the west of Masada if I can. So I have to call them and find out if there's room, and then call the water caching service. I had thought about going and doing the caching by myself, with some buddies maybe who actually knew what they were doing. But it's a lot of effort, and I think I'm just going to call the service, and it's not any cheaper to do it myself, so yeah. But what I should say for now is a little bit about this place. So the Trail Angels have 4 children, and one of them is really big into hiking and did the Shvil a number of years ago, and one of the children actually passed away in a motorcycle accident 23 years ago. And so the one who was out on the Shvil about 10 years ago, he came back and he told his dad that he needs to be a trail angel. So what they did was they started this place in honor of their son who passed away. And so there's just all kinds of memorabilia, and the fridge is more of a cupboard. It doesn't actually work, but it's set up like a Bedouin tent. So there's mattresses on the ground, and the tent. So it's a very rustic but cool kind of place to stay a night when you're on the trail. Okay, mission accomplished. I went into Jerusalem, just a quick hit and run mission, and switched my shoes out. So now I have my correct shoes, or the brand new shoes. So that's a good thing for the desert, because that's going to be very rocky and harsh terrain. I really should have switched them out when I was there according to my original plan, but that didn't happen. So it didn't happen because I didn't think that I needed to. But so this is where I'm going to just give you kind of an update on what I think about the Zero shoes. So I've loved the Zero shoes, and I still love them. I haven't had to break them in at all. They've been so comfortable, lots of room for my toes to move, and even with my super narrow heels, they've been really great. They fit properly, and had no issues on that front. They have like a 5,000 mile or something guarantee on the sole, and I have no problem with that. The part where it's starting to show some wear and tear after really only maybe about 300 kilometers, which is not very great, is on the inside, on the inner sole. The other day when I was hiking, it sort of felt like I had maybe a grain of sand or something rubbing the bottom of my foot underneath. And when I got back into camp, I checked it out, and there was no grain of sand. It was just there's a little bit of an indentation right under my metatarsals, and which is where I have some of my problems with my feet. So kind of disappointed about that. I don't really know what Zero shoes can do about improving their materials. I'm sure there's something that they could do. But yeah, for now, I'm happy with them in general, but just disappointed about that little wear issue. So the second pair is exactly the same model, Zero shoes. What were they? I can't remember the brand name, so I'll have to, or the model name, so I'll have to get back to you on that. Yeah, otherwise we've got a full house at the hiker room today. And I'm really trying hard to get out on trail tomorrow morning, but that just doesn't seem to want to happen. I'm having some trouble organizing my water caches, which is really important if I head out into the desert. And I did want to have a buddy to hike out with, but I'm really having a hard time a little bit dealing with the fact that everybody who comes in here is perfectly fine doing 20 and 30 kilometer days, and most of them I'm dealing with it okay because they're half my age and I can accept that. The ones where it's a little bit harder to accept is the ones that are my age and older, and
Granted, a lot of them are more experienced hikers than I am and probably don't have the sort of physical issues, the foot issues and things that I've had. So I keep trying to maintain my perspective and remind myself that it's amazing that I've even been able to do any of this, let alone do 20 or 30 or 40 kilometers a day. But I still maintain some of the things that I said earlier, where the conditions here are really like, you really need to be, I think, very experienced if you want to plan to do the hike according to the schedule that's set out in the Red Book or in the INT app. Oh yeah, I don't know how I got on that tangent, but anyways, so really trying hard to get out of here early tomorrow morning and actually hit the trail. Like I said, water caching is turning out to be a little bit of an issue, and then the other thing that's causing me a bit of a challenge right now is that we turned the clocks back last night. And so now, instead of having to get up at 6 o'clock to hike at the crack of dawn, I now need to get up at 5 o'clock to get out at the crack of dawn. So, I'm not sure what's going to happen tomorrow. It is a fairly short section, only I think 15 kilometers. But there's some accommodations issues too at the end, so I think I may not be able to get out of here tomorrow morning, which would be really unfortunate, and I'm kind of quite disappointed about that right now. I've gone for, well, close to 2 weeks with actually very little hiking. So yeah, I really want to get back on trail, and then I run into Shabbat issues again if I don't get out tomorrow or at the latest the day after. So yeah, that's kind of where we stand right now. Sorry, I missed the sunset again. This time, actually, probably even if we hadn't changed the clocks, I probably still wouldn't have been able to make it back from Jerusalem on time. But we changed the clocks, so I definitely couldn't make it back on time. Sorry. Right now, I just got to go and get myself as organized as I can, so Laila Tov. Boker Tov. Alright, so the Israelis cleared out around shortly after 6, I think, and the Ukrainians a little after 7. I'm still here, it's almost 8, and I still have to sort out my water and edit some videos. That seems to be a theme. I'm very much behind on those. But anyways, so hopefully by the time today's done, I'll be set for that. I'll be set for the Shvil, and in the morning I can take off because I really need to get back on the Shvil. Like really badly. But this has been good. Actually, these last 10 days or so, a little bit more maybe, of not much hiking has actually been really good for my foot. My foot is feeling so much better. It's not 100% yet, but it's really good, and it's almost there. So that's just a really good thing. So when I hit the trail, I'll be in much better shape for that. So yeah, tomorrow morning, bright and early, 5 o'clock, 5:30. We'll see. Wow, I'm really having some challenges now. So the guy who deals with the water is not answering his phone. The place where I wanted to stay, which is kind of like a resort village about 15 kilometers from Arad, it's called Kfar Hanokdim, they're fully booked for the next 2 nights. So the alternative is to stay at a night camp, which is about 3 kilometers past
the village. So it looks like that's where I'm going to have to stay tomorrow night. And then the following night, I'm supposed to make reservations for the campground at Masada West. And that's being quite challenging on their internet site. And the phones are not being answered. So I will keep you posted. But I am still supposed to leave tomorrow morning. Early in the morning. Alright, so I'm off to try to get that sunset picture for you that I've been trying to get for the last few days. I've been sitting in the shade all day, even though it's been like blue skies and really sunny. So I've been quite comfortable. I don't know what it's been like if you were out hiking, but I don't think it was probably too hot, but the sun can be very deceptive. Still, I feel kind of silly carrying my puffy jacket to get a picture of a desert sunset. But the breeze picked up maybe 10 or 15 minutes ago, and the breeze is actually making it quite cool when it does pick up. So I just didn't want to find myself out here without something a little bit warmer. My foot is actually feeling great, and I'm sure I probably won't be too super happy once I put the pack on tomorrow, but at least right now, like, I don't feel anything in my foot from that issue that I've been having for the last couple weeks. So I'm really happy about that, and I'm sure that this extended rest that I've had over the last few days has probably helped. Well, now I feel a little bit, but yeah, I'm sure that the rest has helped, and so I am headed out to the trail tomorrow. I got my water organized, so that's all set. Still a little bit nervous about this whole desert situation, but especially with the water and the distances and the rocky walks, but all we can do is try and see what happens, right? The one thing I haven't been able to organize is the places to stay. So for the next 2 nights, there were supposed to be places that I could stay that I had to reserve in advance, and everything's all booked up. So I pretty much have to just go and stay at some other night camp places along the way, which is not what I had planned. But you've got to roll with the punches, I guess. Anyways, yeah, now that I've walked a little ways, my foot is kind of telling me it's not happy. But just the fact that I was able to get that far and not feel any problem at all, that tells me that it's getting much better, and I'm really happy about that. That will be really good, because I wouldn't want to go into the desert having that still bad the way it was. So all in all, I'm not really happy about the delays and the lack of hiking, but it is what it is. And anyways, one of the hikers and I, we decided, because we want to take our time and enjoy the Shvil. So we've decided once one of us wins the lottery, we're going to take 4 months and we're going to just hike it in 4 months, just take our time and enjoy everything. So we shook on that, and well, we'll see. What on earth is that? We're gonna go find out. This is supposed to be that Moab lookout, I believe, which is listed as one of the 10 best lookouts in Israel, I think. So let's go find out. There's some weird sculpture here as well to like add to the interest. This is funny, there's, as you've noticed by now, and I haven't even, recorded like half of them. I've seen a lot of these weird sort of modernist sculptures kind of in strange places in the middle of nowhere. And they seem to like that kind of thing around here, which is, okay, it's kind of cool, I guess. But this one has been vandalized. All kinds of graffiti all over it. As you can see down on the, wherever somebody can reach, graffiti on it. This wind is really strong. It wants to take my phone with it. But down there you can see the Dead Sea. And just the way the sun is hitting the mountains and the shadows and everything, it's just really cool. And that down there is a Bedouin settlement. They don't really tend to be nomadic anymore. They've pretty much settled and have created these little settlement places in the desert, various places. As you can see, I told you the breeze picked up about a half hour ago at this point, and yeah, it's very windy when it's breezy. So it's usually about this time of day when the sun is going down. It really gets kind of windy, and then once the sun is down, then it'll settle down. But wow, yeah, I don't want to blow away. Okay, so the real problem right now is that over there is the Dead Sea, and on the other side of it, over there in all that haze, is the mountains of Jordan. And that's really what I was hoping to see today, and to see the sun, the rays of the sun just sort of reflecting off of those mountains. And at right about this time of day, or this angle from the sun, it just makes them just glow in this golden glow. And well, I tried and I still didn't succeed. Now, having said that, we are going to be in this area, in the Dead Sea area, for the next few days. So I should be able to get some of that one of these days. It just won't be kind of from this beautiful vantage point. Now, we're in Arad, which is about 600 meters above sea level, and the Dead Sea is around 400 meters below sea level. So there's a big sort of influence on the climate by this difference, and yeah, it's windy and cool up here, but tomorrow, once we start heading down towards the Dead Sea into the valley and below sea level, it's going to be really hot down there. So even though it was pretty cool and comfortable while I was sitting working today, tomorrow not so much. Right now the wind is just really strong, and I don't want to be blown away. And I have this to look forward to when I'm pitching my tarp over the next few weeks. Oh, and the other thing was that I just got a call from my friend who I spent Sukkot with up north of Jerusalem, and she was asking me if it's raining down here, so I had to tell her it's not, but apparently it is up there, or has been yesterday, and I'm not sure if she said today. So that shouldn't affect my hiking tomorrow, because that's up quite a bit north of Jerusalem, and the water from those rains shouldn't be going into the riverbeds that I'll be hiking in. So I should be good,
but I will definitely be keeping a lookout on conditions and have to stay in touch with the weather alerts and stuff for the next 3 weeks. So in the meantime, I have to go and get myself ready. Really early start tomorrow. The sun comes up now with the time change. Comes up around about 5:30 or earlier. And so I want to get out as soon as I can. And that's going to be really